Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone and welcome to another fabulous episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. Here we are. Premiere week for Krypton on Sci-Fi. I've been playing the trivia challenge each night. I've missed a few because I've had work throughout the evening and into the next day, or once I was in a movie. Another time there was a big conversation / debate going on, so I couldn't possibly break away. But I've played it 4 times, 4 out of the 10 days, but they've been doing it each night leading up to the release on Wednesday the 21st. Which you may be in that day watching this right now. I can't possibly know. Sci-Fi's been also playing Superman the movie, Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4, also Superman / Doomsday and Unbound, kind of leading up to this Sci-Fi Superman related property that still seems odd to me that they were the ones that got it, but I guess they couldn't sell the premise to anyone else, or maybe Sci-Fi really was excited and really wanted it and went after it. I'm not exactly sure how that went down. You would think they would have gone to CW first, but watching the previews and watching the Making of a Legend special that Sci-Fi has been airing, it's a half-hour thing. You should watch it if you haven't. It airs several times a day at different time slots. And it goes behind the scenes. It has Jeff Johns, and it has other comic book creators. It has Jim Lee and Neil Adams, and they all talk about what makes Superman special and places they've been pulling mythology from in order to do this show. Brainiac, those kinds of things, and it makes me very excited about it. I even heard strains of the Superman theme in one of the scenes they showed from the show. I don't know if they put that there just for the advertisement, if they put it there just for the scene, or if they're going to have this Superman theme as part of the show, which will no doubt make many fans happy, including myself. I'm very much looking forward to it. I mean, overall, I don't think fans were chomping at the bit to see a story about Seg-El and a bunch of people we don't know with no powers on Krypton fighting for whatever they're fighting for, but when you watch this special and when you watch all the trailers and the ads for it, it really looks kind of cool. There's political intrigue, there's action, there's revolution, there's heroism, there's people from the future that come. There's this whole idea that it seems like we're starting to think Krypton may end up getting destroyed or may have been planned to be destructed by evil forces from the future, a la the Terminator who wanted to destroy John Connor before he was born. These guys want to destroy Krypton so that Superman can never be sent, so that Kal-El can never be sent, so that the Star Child... One of the questions I missed, by the way, in the Krypton Fan of Steel challenge, what does Kal-El mean in Kryptonian? I put Child of Hope, but I wanted to pick Star Child. I picked Child of Hope because I know that there's a lot of Man of Steel influence, and I know that in Man of Steel they said that this is not an S on Krypton, it stands for Hope. So I thought, okay, well, maybe in this universe, this version, it stands for Child of Hope, and I had difficulty, and I finally chose that one, and that knocked me out. Monday the 19th, I was knocked out on a question where they asked, what is the only object of these 3 that can penetrate Superman's costume? And the answers were kryptonite knife, kryptonite bullets, or rays from a red sun. I looked at it, and I went, what? And this quiz is also about being fast. They only give you 10 seconds to answer, but you're supposed to answer as quickly as you possibly can, because if you get all 10 questions correct, which I have done, your placement is based on how quickly you answer the questions. And if you're the quickest to answer the questions, you win the $1,000 prize. And then there's 10 runner-up prizes that the people who then, in the next order of quickness, get the runner-up prizes. I have won one of the runner-up prizes, as you can see, and it's not arrived yet, but it's a Kryptonian swag bag from the Krypton TV show with a t-shirt, another item, a data bank of some kind they called it, I believe, and a book. So I'm excited about getting that, but I did want to win the 1,000, and I also wanted to be the Fan of Steel for an evening. But it's not all about what your knowledge is, and the truth is, I don't know some of the answers and had to guess even on the time when I made 3rd place and got my swag bag. But I'm very slow because I'm deliberate and I want to make sure I pick the right one. But on this kryptonite knife, kryptonite bullet, red sun rays question, I couldn't figure it out. I was very confused because both a kryptonite knife and a kryptonite bullet, as far as I know, would penetrate both the suit and his skin, though super friend John Wilson points out to me that there have been stories, continuities, and depending on what mythology or canon they're following at the time, where there's the theory that a bullet or a knife wouldn't be able to pierce his skin because he wouldn't be weak enough in the time he'd be able to stop the person from having that in his vicinity long enough. In other words, the kryptonite needs to be around him long enough to make his skin pervious, if it's impervious. Anyway, to make his skin pierceable, he would need to be weakened enough by the kryptonite. I think generally, and the one I see most, is that the bullet is so fast and pointed, and it's kryptonite, that it can cut through. And we saw in Smallville and in lots of other places, if something is kryptonite tipped, they do it on Smallville, they've done it on Lois and Clark, they can cut right through a Kryptonian skin simply because it's like finely sharpened and honed piece of kryptonite that can then cut through his skin. So I'm looking at them going, well, a knife with kryptonite and a bullet with kryptonite would pierce the skin, and red sun rays shouldn't pierce the... but it's the only one that's different. How could I pick two kryptonite things? So I picked that one. 9.8 seconds went by. I had 0.2 seconds left before my time ran out, and I was knocked out of the quiz. So I finally, with my head about to explode because I couldn't figure it out, I picked the red sunlight, which didn't make that much sense to me, but I couldn't figure out how to decide which kryptonite-tipped thing would be better than the other and why both of them wouldn't be a problem. And after I picked it and was knocked out of the quiz, Michelle looked at me and said, no, A said cryptium knife, whatever that is, meaning it was a trick. They said it because it sounds like kryptonite, and when you're trying to think quickly, you hear it. And in my mind, it went kryptonite knife, and even though they then write the answers on the screen, I never saw that it said cryptium because I was trying to be quick, and it still took me 9.8 seconds to be wrong, so I was knocked out. I did win the swag bag once, and as of this moment, I have 2 more chances to attempt tonight and premiere night on Wednesday, which might be now as you're watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, how you liked the show when you watch it. Next time, I'll be talking about how I liked the show. I'm really looking forward to it. It looks very exciting, and as I said, watching this behind-the-scenes stuff and watching these ads, it looks like they really went all out. The effects are great. It looks like a well-produced series. I so far haven't seen any cheese, I haven't seen any camp or the usual sci-fi kind of B science fiction type tropes or things that are going on. It looks like it could really be a series based in the Superman mythology that makes Superman fans really happy. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, he's called the Collector of Worlds. Not gonna work. They can cut right through a Kryptonian skin simply because it's like having a regular knife or fine-tipped fine-pieced. Hello everyone, and welcome to another again. I don't want that door there. That's stupid. I can never feel my freaking face because it's numb, yeah. Because I'm dumb, yeah.